Welcome to the What's Lacking podcast. It's your host, Larry Atencia. With me today is Malik Bennett. How are you, Malik?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Pretty good, man. How's your day, your first day of spring break going?
I'm enjoying it, man. Just spending time with the kids, getting a little bit of sleep, man.
All right. How old are you and where are you from?
34 years old. I'm from the Philadelphia, Delaware County area. Like I said, around 69th Street.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a special education teacher and also a basketball coach.
That's how we met. We work at the same school. I think the first time I sort of knew you were going to be someone that I was going to get along with was when they asked you your favorite poet, I think, and you said Cameron Giles, and I knew who that was.
It was
Author, my bad. And
author or poet.
Yeah.
Author or poet.
And I was the only person in the room who knew that who that was, who you were referring to. So.
And I said it not thinking nobody was going to be doing it. So I'm like,
what are your hobbies?
Coaching, playing sports. I'm a bedroom DJ. Going out with the wife. That's about it. Just sports and music. Sports and music. That's my hobbies, for real.
Two big entertainment hobbies that lots of men have. So I know you mentioned being a basketball coach. You want to get a little bit into that and just how you learn how to run a practice, how to run plays, etc. Was it just based on your experience growing up playing basketball, or is it something that you have studied, or how do you go about being a good basketball coach?
I've been a heavy sports ball all my life. My dad really into sports. He's actually in the Karate Hall of Fame in Philadelphia. So martial arts, basketball, football, baseball. Been playing sports my whole life. This is just a thing I've been watching it and playing it so much that I know everything about it. That might sound like arrogant, but I literally, if I'm not playing, I'm playing the video game. If I'm not playing the video game, I'm watching highlights. Over time, you just watch and play so much that you learn a lot. High school and middle school, I went to a pretty good basketball program. They had good practices and good drills set up. So I kind of took a lot of their shit and made it my own. So that's how I know how to run a practice and how to run a team. Coaching-wise, I probably got that from my dad. He's a great coach. Every time he coached us, we made it to the championship. Probably got that from him. So just a natural, I don't know.
Are you married with children? You already mentioned you have a wife, but delve a little bit into that.
Married with children, 4 kids. It's a lot.
I know you mentioned that you were dropping them off today. How was that in terms of logistics and just getting them ready and getting out the house? Is it? I only have one. My second one is due tomorrow, actually. So I'm kind of nervous about being able to have enough time and be effective and doing all the things that you need to do for your kids while having two, because it just seems like it could be a lot.
First things first, I don't do it by myself. I could if I had to, like days that she ain't here, I can do it, but definitely a team effort. Definitely can make you late to work, and then can start an argument between spouses. So it is a thing. Definitely you do got to wake up early as a parent. If you don't, we just naturally late people, so it's going to happen, but it is definitely a thing that you got to prepare for and wake up earlier for if you got kids.
What were your parents like growing up?
I grew up in a 2-parent household, good parents. I can't say anything negative about my upbringing. They did get divorced when I was like 12, 13. It did have an impact on my life, but not bad. Like, we moved to the suburbs right after that. Like, I can't really complain. Like, everybody's parents get divorced for real.
Who did you move with?
That was my dad.
Okay. Were you consulted in the decision, or how did the decision come about where you went with your dad?
I wasn't consulted. It was like a Bob show, but hell no, I wasn't consulted.
If you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but what was the reason why you went with your dad as opposed to your mom?
It wasn't my decision, but I think they both were smart enough to know that was the correct decision. And me and my mom, we was bumping heads more than me and my dad was.
And so probably your age and having conversations around having a positive male role model and someone that could keep you on track was probably the idea. Were you still getting along with her and visiting and doing all the things?
Our relationship got better
Okay.
after the divorce, strangely, but yeah.
What was school like for you?
I just started high school. School always been easy to me. I never was a try-hard in school. I was more about the socializing, sports, and the bullshit. High school, I ain't really try, but I still got into college. Cared more about sports and socializing. College, more the same. Wasn't playing sports though, just socializing. I think I graduated BC average. I ain't really tried hard. Now that I'm grown, I'm in graduate school, I probably got the best grades of my life. I think I'm in honors right now, so that show you how it go. Like when you get older, you take school a little more seriously.
So you were one of the cool kids sitting at the cool kid lunch table?
Yeah, but I was cool with whoever. Not necessarily the cool kids. I was friends with the nerds and some geeks or anybody that I found something in common with. Because I do got a nerdy side to me. Like, so I wasn't just, oh, you popular, I'm gonna hang out with you. I'm not even really a people person, so you gotta have something in common with me for me to even fuck with you for real.
What are your political views?
I wouldn't categorize myself as a Democrat or Republican. I definitely vote against Trump. That's a fact.
What is the animosity that you have towards Trump? Not to, say that I'm a pro-Trump supporter, but just to hear what your views are on him and his movement.
First of all, I'm a black man, so I feel like every black or brown man should vote against their oppressors. Everything that he's selling is against me. I'm the teacher. He's trying to take away the education system. I got kids, special need kids. He's trying to take away their medical funding. I got mad family on food stamps. He's trying to take food stamps away. So he's trying to deport black people coming in this country and brown people. So he's clearly has an agenda against my kind. So I'm going to go against that every time.
Are you religious?
Yes. Like, I'm a man of God. I'm not going to church every Sunday, though.
So you would say you're a Christian or not necessarily?
I would categorize myself as a Christian. I'm like a non-denomination. I'm like a historian. I study the religions of I study the history of these different religions, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can be a part of that or not, just based off the history of it. But I'm definitely a man of God for sure. I believe there's good and evil. I'm definitely on the good side.
What's something you regret?
I guess not taking sports as serious as I should have. Retiring from baseball at a young age. Just not taking sports and myself as serious as I could have. Like, I always been smart and I ain't really care about my grades. I always been good at sports and ain't really take myself serious. I probably should have transferred to high schools. A bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
Just sports and not taking myself as serious.
What do you attribute not taking sports as seriously when you were younger? Sorry.
I don't want to say the blame game. I definitely had some racist ass coaches in high school. They probably killed my confidence by the time I got to the upper years of high school. I wouldn't say kill my confidence, but just made me not care as much. Also, I just didn't take myself as serious. I was just busy socializing, getting girls, and sports just wasn't my full life. I always loved it, but I just didn't take myself and I didn't like lifting weights too. Okay. In high school. I thought it was painful, and I was like, man, if I go to college, I'm gonna have to lift weights. That shit ain't worth it. And I thought I wasn't going to the league, so I'm like, man, I'm good, but I ain't going to no league. So I missed out on the college athlete experience.
Yeah. Now I know you played baseball, football, and basketball. Which sport do you think you were best at?
As a kid, probably baseball. I was good at all of them, though, but probably baseball was probably my best sport when I was younger. As I got older, probably football was probably my best sport.
What's the best decision you've ever made in life?
Probably getting into a relationship with my wife and becoming a teacher.
Why was having your marriage such a big and important decision in your life? What has it brought to you that you didn't have before?
This makes me take life more serious and feel like I got something to live for now. I'm just not bullshitting through life. Life seems a lot more real now.
That is true, yeah. It definitely makes life a little bit more serious. It makes you have to be more disciplined, and you're living for something greater as well, just in terms of the relationship, but also the children, the family idea. And becoming a teacher, how did that come about?
Before I was teaching, I was a behavior therapist for a couple years. And doing that, I felt like it was nothing against a behavior therapist, but I'm in the classroom, I'm looking at the teacher, I'm like, man, I can do this. I'm probably smarter than this teacher. So that's kind of what led me to become a teacher. And one of my old friends called me and asked me that I want to teach at an opening. they said I was qualified, so I just hopped on it. And I always like wanted to teach to get into the coaching. I knew that was like a fast track. I know I could become a coach easily if I'm a teacher. So.
And I mean, you obviously said that it was one of the great decisions you've made in life, so you obviously love it. Is the current level that you're at something that you want to continue working at, or do you want to move into high school so that the coaching becomes a little bit more serious?
I want to coach when I get out of Philadelphia. Like when I get out of Philadelphia, I'll do like the more serious coaching because here it's a little weird. I can't really. It's too many politics and goofy activity in sports in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. Do
you get more serious when I get out of Philly and move to the suburbs?
You mind elaborating a little bit on that? Just what makes Philly such a not a great place to develop or to get into coaching?
Oh, because the coaches and the refs cheat. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I'm coaching against the refs, and I'm coaching against the other team and the refs. I can't coach like that. Not
to name specific schools or situations, but I think you had mentioned that one of the refs was an employee of one of the schools that you played against. So obvious conflict of interest.
I never really experienced something like this. Like this is middle school basketball.
Yeah, exactly. So that was an interesting thing that you made me become aware of. That's a little problematic, I would say, for sure. Mm-hmm. Last 3 questions. What's your favorite book?
Probably Slam by Walter D. Myers. And this Al Capone book I used to have when I was a kid. I'm not really a big book reader. I'm more of an article reader. I'm like a sports article bull. I read those all day. I'm not really I do read books. I'm a teacher, so I read books in my class every day. Those little kid books, I don't really count those.
No, I know you're super into history as well. Is there any history book that has had a major impact on your ideas, or you do mostly just articles?
Mostly just articles.
Yeah. In terms of sports articles, do you have any particular favorite one? I know I'm reading right now one on Stephen Curry and the Nike pitch that they fumbled. And that was actually Nico Harrison, who has probably the worst trade in the history of the NBA. And he also fumbled the presentation to try to keep Stephen Curry as a Nike athlete. And that was the reason why he left to Under Armour. So that was a really great article that I just finished. Anything like that?
I'm on FightHype.com and ESPN.com for the most part. Yeah. A little bit of Bleacher Report. I used to wake up in the morning, the first thing I go on my phone is FightHype.com. I'm a heavy boxing boy. Yeah. So.
That was another thing I think we bonded over, just because I like boxing as well. Not as much knowledge as you have, but enough that we could have conversations around it. And most people nowadays don't tend to really follow boxing like they used to, and UFC has kind of overtaken it. So definitely great conversations with you relating to boxing and the up and coming fighters. What's your favorite movie?
I would like to say I'm like a heavy movie.
Do you have like 3 that come to mind? You don't have to do just one.
Malcolm X, Billy Madison, Cool Running, John Wick. It's too many, man, and it's too many ranges of movies. You got to give me like different categories.
All right, so drama, Malcolm X, comedy, Billy Madison, action flick, John Wick. I think those 3 seem to be pretty good. What do you like about those films?
For one, Malcolm X, I was named after him, so I've just been raised on him. And it was Denzel. Like, it was just like... And when I was a kid, it was like when we had video cassettes. It was in an ugly-ass... They say never judge a book by its cover. It was an ugly-ass cassette tape with an X on it. And I ain't never watched it. Like, I watched every movie we had with that just because it looked shitty. And one day I was a young boy, I'm like 10 or 11. I'm like, man, I don't know what I was doing at home. Probably playing sick or skipping school. I'm like, let me watch this movie. And it turned out to be the best movie ever.
You watched it from beginning to end as a 10-year-old? That's impressive. Good amount of attention and concentration. Because it's like 3 hours, right? What do you like about Billy Madison? I don't think I've ever seen Billy Madison. That's what Adam Sandler?
Like the best, the funniest Adam Sandler movie. This is funny as shit, man. This is my type of humor.
What's Billy Madison about? Like, he goes back to school and falls in love with the teacher?
He's just a dickhead boy that's rich. His dad's rich as shit. His dad was, like, probably dying soon, and he was giving away his company, and he didn't want to give it to his dumb son. So his son was trying to prove to his dad that he's capable of running a company, so he went back to school. as an adult, like starting from preschool up to high school, and it was just funny as shit.
That's similar to the movie with the fat white guy who committed suicide in the 90s.
It's funny. He's in that movie.
Oh, okay. Farley, something Farley.
He's another one of my favorite comedians.
I mean, I've seen portions of those movies. I just never was like, all right, this is a movie that I'm kind of like a serious dude. So I'm like, if it's not dark and intense, I usually don't watch it. I do like Zoolander and Nacho Libre, but other than that, I'm like, all right, 30 minutes is good enough.
Yeah, you gotta sit there and watch that one.
Favorite album?
Right.
Anything. I mean, you're the DJ here. Any album?
Probably one of Cam's album, probably Killer Season. Cameron.
Tell me more about that album. Why is it your favorite of all time?
That's my favorite rapper. Around the time I was probably around like 16 when that joint came out. I don't know. It's just Cam. Any one of Cam's albums gonna be my favorite. For real. Mixtapes. Just the delivery, flow, charisma.
All right, man. Sounds good. Thank you for being part of the What's Liking podcast. It's been great having you. Appreciate you taking an hour of your time during spring break. And I'll see you again, not next week, but in like 3 weeks.
Yep. Congratulations, baby coming.
Of course. Yeah, have a good one.
All right, take care.
All right, peace.